jawaabteeda waxay ahayd dawladda Mareykanka waxay ka qabanaysaa wixii annaga aan dhahno dawladda Mareykanka qabo waa kalsoonidaas inaan isku qabno annaga Soomaali hadii aan nahay wadankan annaga ku nool wadankan wadankii aan annaga tax ka dhiibna waaye waa wadankii gabar idinka dhalatayne ee Congress-ka fadhiso intii aniga aan Congress joogo wadanka Soomaaliya biyaheeda dad kaleeta iyo badeeda dad kale ma qaadanayaan wadanka Mareykankana kuma taageerayo dad kaleeta in annaga ayna dhacaan marka taas ka seexda reer Minnesota gabadhii Congress-a u dirsateen way idinka warhaysaa sidaad idinka u dareemaysiin dantaas ay u dareemeen madaxweyne Xasan Sheekhna.
What's going on, everyone? Sauce Kenny here today, and we got a doozy one for you. I believe Democrats have an America last problem. Why you say that, Kenny? A lot of their congresswomen and people seem to carry out the interests of foreign countries more than pushing the agenda in interest of people who live here at home. The Democrats are starting to treat America taxpayers the same way they treat their voters, like cattle. Hey, you're just votes. You're supposed to vote for our agenda, and you're supposed to be, you should allow us to use your vote to do what we want in foreign countries. Democrats are more concerned about Ukraine protecting its borders, Israel protecting its borders, Palestinian protecting its borders. You see how much fire the left have to protest and defend the interests of foreign national countries. But when you bring up homelessness here, it's like, we worried about world poverty, but we're not worried about America poverty. I don't understand this. And when I mean world poverty, I mean countries that's not the U.S. Oh, we gotta do this, we gotta do that at our expense. This is forced altruism. I made a video about it a while ago about how the left have this forced altruistic view of the world, how we have to sacrifice ourselves. We have to give ourselves up to a village of cannibals because we want them to survive, or we believe that they are better than us. I don't understand this. And it's something that's displayed a lot in white liberal women. I made the argument, and Tucker Carlson makes the same argument, that white liberal women are the most dangerous people in our culture right now. Because I don't know where they get this resentment from, but I honestly don't care. I'm sidetracking a lot. Let's get back into the story. Calls grow for Ilhan Omar to be expelled from Congress after she says she is advocating for her homeland of Somalia. Right? Independent Translations has found that she sparks calls for her removal from Congress over the weekend after she made her remarks at an event in Minnesota in which she told a group of Somalis that she's advocating for Somalia. And my question here is, there's a grand debate going on Twitter right now about dual citizenship. Should we allow dual citizens to run for office in politics? Because end of the day, when you run for politics, and this is my personal view, your allegiance have to be to the country you're running in politics for. You cannot use that seat. You cannot occupy that seat of power where you make decisions on behalf of a country, on behalf of a district, and use it to further the ends of another country. Right? Before I go further into this, let's look at this clip, an old clip of Ilhan Omar, and how when the president of Somalia came over in Minneapolis, look at the amount of appreciation. Look how she gushes over this guy, and tell me that this is not a national security concern. Let's take a look.
In caawa aan fursad u helay madaxweynaha Soomaaliya madaxweyne Xasan Sheekh Maxamuud inaan maanta ku soo dhaweyno Minneapolis. Aniga iyo madaxweynaha special relationship aan qabnaa. Aniga adeeraan ugu wacaa, asigana gabarteeyo idhahaa. madaxweyne sidii qof kasta uu yiri mininkaaga waaye ku soo dhawow Minneapolis. aad iyo aad aan ugu faraxsanahay in maanta madaxweynaheena aad tahay. Soomaaliya dadka meeshaan wada joogo dhan waa gurigooda, annaga ma dareensannihin in ay naga tahay meel naga fog Soomaaliya wadnaheena ku nooshahay qalbigeena ku jirtaa maalin kasta aan ka fikirnaa Soomaaliya.
You see that, right? Look at like her allegiance, it's clear as day. And I believe she should be censored for this. She should be removed from Congress for this, right? She should be removed from Congress from this. Let's look at this next story. A Somalian ambassador shocked by Ilhan Omar's ethnic racist rhetoric in recent speech. These people, like, I don't agree with ethno states. I don't know if you realize this already. Jewish, Israel, like I don't involve myself in ethno states because I believe a country is more than just skin color, more than just genetic inheritance. I believe the idea of a nation is the same way as a tribe, membership. And if you want to filter out members because they're not born from a specific lineage, you're doomed to fail. This is why all these ethno states, they're heavily socialist. They have to rely a lot on the foreign aid of America. America is essentially subsidizing a lot of these countries. And that's the reality of this. This is why Ilhan Omar, who ran away from her country, by the way, because what you doing here? If Somalia is so great, why you ain't over there? Right? And this begs a question that I think Americans need to answer. Do we want people running for office that have liabilities outside of the U.S.? Matt Walsh was getting flack lately, and he always does. But I want to read this expose to you guys because I believe it was insightful. One thing about Ilhan Omar clip is that she speaks with such pride and admiration for the failed state of Somalia, a country that contributed nothing of significance to the world besides piracy and terrorism. Our representatives rarely speak that way about our own country. And I'm asking you, like, America, if you was in a relationship where your partner, right? Because I don't know your gender if you're watching this, right? If your partner or your spouse was gushing over another woman or man, and they rarely speak that way about you, what would you say about that relationship? This is not a good relationship for us. I don't think we should be together. It's the same way in politics and nationality. Like, this is one of the reasons why I think the Democrats hated. I remember there was a story I recently saw. It was a long time ago, sorry. That the Democrats was fighting not to have the Pledge of Allegiance be a requirement for their norms in Congress. Imagine that. Congress people who are running the affairs of a country do not want to make doing Pledge of Allegiance as part of their cadence, part of their norms before starting a session to review bills and all that stuff, because they don't want to hear I pledge allegiance to the flag of United States of America. It seems like the Democrats pledge allegiance to the flag of global national organizations. That seems like the play of the Democratic Party. And if you go against all these nationally global institutions, you get labeled Russia, Russia, Russia. You're for Putin, Putin, Putin. You're connected to China, China, China. All you gotta do is look at my Nancy Pelosi videos, how she turned on her own supporters because they're not falling in line. In the Democratic Party, the voters, you follow the Democrats. They don't care about what you have to say as a Democratic voter. And now the Republican leadership class is trying to play the same game, but conservatives ain't going for it. There's a reason why progressives subverted the liberalism movement, and not the conservative movement, because the conservatives have hard lines. And we're like, hey, look, this is not conservatism. And it causes friction in the party, but it's better to stand for something than to fall for anything. And I think this is the lack of skepticism that liberals have, especially when the people in authority are pushing their narrative, pushing their ideology. It's hard to question people on your own side. Excuse me. Omar certainly doesn't, but few of them do. Maybe we should ask ourselves why we keep electing people who can't muster the same affinity for our country that Somalian refugees have for the country they fled from. Imagine that. You fled from it, right? Imagine a woman leaving an abusive relationship and she's still praising her abuser as a good guy. And you married her, you took care of her, and she rarely show you any kind of respect. Bro, it's understandable why a lot of Americans will want Omar to be kicked out, deported. I understand all those feelings. Right? Vivek Ramaswamy started some breaking news on property. Articles going to be written out. I'm kind of ahead on this. Vivek says that all members of Congress should be required to disclose whether they're a dual citizen or a foreign national. Do you agree? Yes, I agree with this. Do you agree? Let me know in the comment section. Should we investigate people? Actually, should Congress people disclose whether they're a dual citizen of a foreign country? I believe so, because it makes no sense having somebody who has such love for another country. What if America gets into war with that country? That person effectively becomes what? A spy. This is what I'm talking about. This is the same issue people had with Ben Shapiro. And I love the left. The left's so funny, right? The left's so funny, right? They'll come here and criticize. This is Hassan Piker, an unimpressed. I don't understand how he has so much followers, but oh well. Pure unadulterated racism against a U.S. Congresswoman sitting at 34 likes. There's nothing redeemable about the conservative movement. This is such a shallow take, right? A congresswoman who has publicly proclaimed that she is Somalia first and her main priority is to protect the interests of Somalians. What was the critique a lot of American First conservatives was launching at Ben Shapiro? Where was Hassan Piker, pro-Palestinian butt, when the conservatives was questioning Ben Shapiro's allegiance to Israel versus America? He was quiet because the critique helped his side, because he's pro-Palestinian, he's pro-Gaza, right? He's anti-Israel, right? But then the minute Matt Walsh launches the same type of criticism at what's his name, Ilhan Omar, now it's racism. Oh, why you didn't say that same claim when the right was going against Ben Shapiro? He was quiet. You see, this is why I don't take the left seriously. They're not consistent in their critiques. They pick and choose when they want to apply a principle, when they themselves don't live by it. Because end of the day, the only thing that matters to a socialist is the ends. It don't matter if the means are contrary to previous means before. The ends is what matters. Can I make my point? I'm gonna use it, even if it's inconsistent with something I said 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. We got rising record numbers of Americans that are homeless, but the Democrats want to keep the borders open. They want more money for processing. They want to put more illegal immigrants at work. They want it to be easier for them to break the laws and come over here. But you got Americans here that can't even, they're homeless. The homeless population is about 48% higher than 2015. And this is the landscape you bringing illegal immigrants in, who, in my view, have a least likelihood of actually becoming successful, becoming out of the welfare trap. Because this is why California is extending social programs to illegal immigrants. They're going to be dependent on the system. This is what happened when you have dual allegiance. 5 Ukrainian officials arrested after theft of over $40 million in war funds as Ukraine corruption persists. This is why these Republicans and Democrats are so happy to send money over there. I remember there was an article, Kevin McCarthy there's speculation that he might have dual citizenship in Ireland, or not Ireland, sorry. He's Irish. He has an Irish citizenship. So people are like, yo, how are you serving in Congress, but you have a citizenship somewhere else? I think it should be a requirement if you're going to run for U.S. office that you have to revoke your citizenship for another country. I'm starting to think that along those lines. And look at the chaos that they're breaking. A large mob of illegal aliens brutally attacked 2 NYPD officers on Saturday near Times Square. All of them have been released without bail. Look at this. Look at this. Look how comfortable they are in our country to break our laws because they know there's not going to be any repercussions. This is who the Democrats have allegiance to. And it's at our expense. This story should be enough to cost every Democrat their election in 2024. But are the American people willing to do it? Because it seems like many Democratic voters, they have that same mentality. I believe it's due to our education system that we've been conditioned to hate ourselves. We've been conditioned to hate America. That we think any country is better than America. So when illegals come in, we see them as, oh my God, they're going to bring more goodness to our country. I think that's how a lot of liberals and Democratic voters see our country. And it's sad to say that. But you know, I digress. Let me know your thoughts about Ilhan Omar, and do you believe that she should be deported, censored, removed from Congress? Do you agree with Vivek and believe that politicians should disclose whether they have a dual citizenship to another country? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll really be interested in hearing. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.